Use star code BramP.
Hey everyone, so today we're gonna go over some things that you may not know in Bloxburg. Now I'm pretty sure there are gonna be some comments down below saying that I already know all of these. Make sure to give those comments some likes and make them feel appreciated, I guess. Now let's start with the video. So the first thing that you may not know, let's go to pizza delivery. There used to be a thing where you earned very little for your first delivery, earned a little more for your second delivery, and earned the full income for your third delivery. Now this has changed with the recent update. Now if I quit my job, instead of getting a new delivery, because that was done, that system was in place, because a lot of people left their job and then got back into the workstation to get a closer delivery. I did that as well. It was useful. What happens now is if you quit your job and you go back in, it remembers where you had your delivery, so there's no way around it anymore. But that means that you get full price or full income again for your pizza delivery, for the first delivery, for the second delivery. If your mood is great, you get the full income for your first delivery again. So that's good, but you can no longer trick the system into quitting your job and joining it again because it remembers the last location of your delivery. That kind of sucks. Then another thing you might not know, boosting your mood actually boosts your mood for 2 minutes on end. You have a little counter if you go over the arrow, and there it says the time you have left when it's boosting your mood down here, and then it stops and your mood starts going down again. Another thing a lot of players know, but you might not have done it before, if you walk against a for sale sign, it actually moves. I only found that out later in the game when I played 2 years already or something like that, so I thought if you don't know that, why not show it to you? Next up, going in build mode and going to decorate all, if you type resize or resize from resizable, it shows every item that can be resized with the resize tool. So that might be very useful for you as well. I didn't even know the candle could be resized. But that brings me to my next step. If you can see, I can only resize up to 2 blocks, or well, this one as well. But if you change your placement grid, you can actually resize more narrowly. And that counts for every item, even for roofs. If you want to drag up your roof and your placement grid is on large, place a roof real quick. Now my placement grid is on large, so if I resize it, it will go in chunks. If I put my placement grid on small, I can resize it more precise. And talking about roofs, wow, this video is a nice continuum, or whatever that word is. If you have the slanted roof and you made it, but it's in the wrong direction, just pressing R on your keyboard will change the direction of it. I only found out later. I was so annoyed that I didn't know that, so here you go. You're welcome. And I forgot to mention something with the basic shapes. Now that we're at it, if you take basic shape and you drag it up to about this height and drag it out a little bit, you can actually add a wall stuff behind it or against it. So plumbing, and you take your shower. Okay, it is not done nicely enough. I think it needs to be thinner and maybe just a little bit higher. And then taking a shower, and as you can see, I can place that against the wall like that. I can even put it on the side here, but it does work. Taking that and putting it, for example, on top of this roof, you can angle wall stuff. So that's nice as well. I don't know. If you like to shower diagonally, you can go ahead and do that like this. Then a lot of people don't seem to know about this as well, but if you move or if you click on your mailbox, you can actually go ahead and move it to any place you like. A lot of people don't seem to know this, but you can actually go ahead and do that. And in build mode, there's also the ability to change your mailbox, and the trash that is in front of your house, you can change that as well. So you can pick any mailbox that you like, for example, this one right here. And if you go to trash, you can also replace the trash bags next to your house. And there you go. That's a really awesome thing. If you bulldoze your house, it can be that your mailbox is painted. The only thing you have to do then is go back to mailboxes, click this basic mailbox and replace it. Apparently there's not enough space right now because I need to remove this one first. But yeah, there you go. Then going into trophies, there's actually one trophy that you can find around the map, and that is the seashell trophy. Now there is a seashell hidden somewhere. I'm not going to show you where it is, but there is a seashell hidden somewhere and you can go ahead and get it. And then you get this trophy. And if you find it again, you get a second trophy and so on and so forth. So the more you find it, the more you get this trophy basically. Then it's pretty dark, but I think you can guess where I am. So if you go through the tunnel underneath the mountain and you go to the top of it, right at the end of the tunnel, so right next to this building right here, there is a tiny little noob sitting here on the ground. And this was actually used during the last Christmas update. You could give it cookies and then you would get money for it, but there were other elves hidden around the map, like little noobs. Oh, it was so cute. Then back into build mode, if you go to the carpets and you layer them on top of each other, so you just click and drag around to rotate them. As you can see, the texture is super glitchy. If you change the carpet texture to classic carpet, it will actually create layers on top of each other and create a nice little pattern that isn't glitchy at all. You can add more carpets on top of there. So if you want to add the tiny carpets, same thing, you change the material to the classic carpet. As you can see, it will create another pattern on top of that without being glitchy, and I think it looks amazing. Of course, you can add a different color, but I wouldn't go and switch up different colors through each other because as you can see, it starts glitching again. So if you want to have a green carpet, for example, then you would have to paint every one of these green so that it doesn't glitch. Then if you like to have a coffee shop or any type of bar slash restaurant, if you look for the display, this one right here, the commercial display, and you put food inside that one, guests cannot go ahead and take it out. So if you guest someone, if you sell food or if you sell coffee or whatever you sell, and you put your stuff inside this, guests will not be able to take it out. For example, you sell pies, only you can take them out. So if you sell a piece of pie to someone and you put it on top of this, they can take that, but they cannot take what's inside of this display. So that's very useful to know if you have a restaurant as well. Then we have to get into settings, and in settings, going to option, advanced setting. If you set the object quality to high, and I think the weather quality on 10 as well, not sure about that, but if you set those to high or the highest setting, all cabinets and counters will actually have a little shadow inside the corners so that it looks more realistic. And I think it's definitely worth putting your settings on high if your PC or mobile device can handle it, because I do think it looks so much better than the normal plain cabinets and counters. And then if you go to the top of the mountain and you take the wind smasher or the kite or the hang glider and you go all the way across the map. So you start there, you go all the way across the map to that section over there. You can land on that. So as you can see, we made it across the map on the rock wall surrounding Bloxburg. Now, if you walk across the entire rock wall right here, it will take you to a secret hidden room with a hidden picture of Queptus. And I'm not gonna say more because you have to do it for yourself. Now, keep in mind that this takes half an hour to do, so make sure you have some time left over. Then ooh, that was not meant to happen. Okay, let me do it on my roof. If you reset on the edge of anything, resetting is really fun in Bloxburg, but if you reset on the edge of anything, it will actually make you drop and fall down like that. Okay, that was stupid. But I think the most fun things to reset on are a driving vehicle. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you're going fast. Then you open the chat while still driving, so you keep driving, and then you quickly reset, and it will make you fall out. I've been a bit too slow here. And then, of course, another thing that's really fun to reset on as well are the hang gliders. I don't know, it's just so funny. Is funny even the right word? But you fall to your death. And I don't know, if you want to do a dramatic roleplay, this is definitely the one to do. So as you can see, it will just make you fall. If you're a little lower, it will actually make you squash onto the ground. So fun times. Not scary at all. Then another thing I forgot to mention, and yes, most of this video was recorded before the Halloween update, but still, another thing I forgot to mention is that if you have decals around your house, you can actually paint the front of them. I think this would be the front, and adjust their colors to be more fitting to your house. So if you go to the last part, and every decal can do this, you can actually change the front of the painting to any color you like, basically, and this works on any decal. Now I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope there was stuff that you didn't know yet. There are a lot of pro players in Bloxburg, but if you didn't, that would be nice, and I hope I helped you with that. Now anyways, that was it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, and please subscribe.